John Cena's heel. John Cena's heel.
Really? Really?
John
Yeah, no,
Cena's
no,
heel.
no, 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 stop it. No.
What?
No, you're not going to do that right now.
It's kind of catchy though.
No, it's not catchy, and it's not gonna catch on either.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Eon Network podcast. Once again, I'm Adrian Matt, your host, alongside of my broadcast colleague T, who's not a fan of my singing, but welcome T.
Never, never a fan of your singing.
Well, the reason
You're rapping, yes, but not your singing.
the reason why I mentioned John Cena is heel is because that's exactly what happened. John Cena is officially healed. I I cannot believe I said that. John Cena is officially healed. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. John Cena, when he debuted in WWE, he did was a heel when he was the prototype and when he was the Doctor of Economics and when he went from the Doctor of Economics and went to the C Nation. He was this big time face, in which everybody loved for a short period of time. We loved it, but then we wanted him to turn heel, and we never thought we would see him turn heel ever again, and we finally got him to turn heel.
We finally got him. And I was incredibly surprised. I literally was surprised because I would have also never expected to see John Cena turning heel for many different reasons. The first reason is because he was the face. He's still considered the face of the WWE. Kids love him. Everybody loves John Cena. And he's in his retirement tour, as he says. This is his final year, supposedly, in quotation marks, supposedly his final year. So why would he end this retirement tour with him actually being a heel? Which leads me to believe that I don't think this is going to be the retirement tour of John Cena. I think he's going to be a heel and it's going to prolong past 2025. But the question to this podcast is this: will John Cena's heel turn or heel character work? Will it work? I'll start with you. Do you think it
Uh,
will work in the year 2025?
First of all, yes, I think it's gonna work. The reason why, because it's been a long time coming. Like I said, it's been um something that we as the WWE universe we wanted this to happen, and knowing that Triple H is and The Rock is the head of TKO, which is the head of WWE, we know that they're gonna work um with John Cena to be the biggest heel that he could be in 2025 for the remaining of his retirement tour. Now to your question, is this his last tour? I had that same question. Um, it could be sort of like Mark Henry. Mark Henry said he was retired. Next thing you knew, he turned heel right then and there. So
Yeah. So I'm kind of mixed about this. Now, is it interesting? Yes. Did it catch my eye? Absolutely. But will it work? Well, I'm 50-50. I can see it happening for sure, but you have to understand John Cena's core message through the years literally was about respect. Literally was about getting up and being able to overcome your obstacles, being able to let everyone know, to influence them and inspire them to do the right thing in life. Right? It's been like that for over a decade. And for John Cena, the character that is to throw all that away and become a heel, I don't know if that truly works. I think John Cena should have just been him for the rest of his career. I think John Cena, and again, I'm not saying John Cena as a heel is bad. I think it's pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. But I truly think John should have just stayed as a face or as a person who was real to himself, because how many he did a lot of the Make-A-Wish charity work, right? I mean, he actually holds the record for most Make-A-Wish requests granted. He literally was able to grant more wishes than anybody else in the history of the company. So think about this for a moment. If we have now a big heel in John Cena, you know, is that going to affect that? Is this going to affect the brand appeal? Is this going to affect the merchandise? Who knows? I mean, I know there's a large group of people who want John Cena to be healed, but again, there's also a large group of people who look up to John Cena. And this character, this heel character that he's going to be playing, it might, I don't know, it might negatively impact. I don't know, but what are your thoughts on
my
what I just said?
my thoughts is like we have you find like do we have like a star that would be that could be a true face that will be the face of the company like Cena was. Now that person will have to have a big big order on their table, right? Because they have to fill John Cena's place for being the biggest face in the WWE. Now John Cena um, is a heel. Now people are saying that it may not last because remember when they tried to turn Cena into a heel when he was with Nexus. We thought, oh, he's gonna be a heel for a long period of time. No, he turned right back face. Um, so do I mean, I think for this one, I think it's going to last for a long time, and I'm excited to see what what he's capable of being a heel, and yeah, being the franchise of loyal, hustle, and respect is John Cena. And I think his loyal fans still uh goes by that and will respect him for it. And I think they're just going to enjoy this heel run. I don't think he's going to get any hate for it.
Well, for sure, but don't you think that John Cena's credibility is going to be destroyed because for many years he would always promote the hustle, loyalty, and respect, and then everybody thought that that was him, but now he's going to be a heel on TV, and now everyone's going to just think that hey, what John Cena was preaching for the past decade could have just also been a character, and therefore all that stuff that he was just saying was all just nothing more but scripted, which means that John Cena truly wasn't true to himself. That could be the implication, that could be the perception of a lot of people. But you mentioned also the guy who is the next face of the company, and a lot of people might say Cody Rhodes. Now, I don't personally, I love Cody Rhodes though. Not his theme song, not a big fan of that, but Cody Rhodes though
Well,
is Cody Rhodes, though, is pretty cool in the sense that he does get the job done. People love him. He gets cheered every single time. He had a tremendous WrestleMania main event. So it was tremendous to be able to see Cody Rhodes finally finish his story there. But is Cody Rhodes big enough to be the next John Cena? I don't believe so. So now with John Cena kind of turning heel, who could be the next face of the company? Because Roman Reigns could be sure, but he's still not there just yet. Seth Rollins, no. Kevin Owens, no. There's big stars in the company, but who can be the one that is global, and I mean globally well known, like John Cena was in The Rock and all them? So
well,
far, there's nobody. So yeah,
there's one that comes to mind because remember um the New Day would call or people would call Rey Mysterio uh the locker room leader, so he could be the biggest face of the company. We don't
no, but
I don't think that will
it
happen, but
right. Yeah, but I mean, Rey Mysterio is too late in his career to also be here for the
yeah.
next 15, 20 years to be the face of the company. That's the reason why the WWE succeeded for so long because there were so many different faces through the years. Hulk Hogan at one point in time, then it went to The Rock and then Stone Cold, and it went to John Cena, for instance. This was generational. This whole idea that there should be a face of the company. Now, WWE may not have a face because John Cena as a heel obviously is not going to be the face of the company, first off. And then second off, The Rock is a heel too. And Cody Rhodes is not that big enough of a star, in my opinion, to be the face of the company. So in that case, I just don't know exactly what they're thinking, in my opinion. And speaking about being too late in his career, I mentioned Rey Mysterio being too late in his career to be the next face of the company. I think John Cena is too late in his career to be a heel now. Because at this stage, John Cena, what is he, a part-timer? And I don't know, a heel turn wouldn't have enough longevity to really build lasting rivalries and stories and all that stuff. I mean, for instance, I understand that he's not going to be here for the next 2 weeks. He's going to show up on the 20th of March, something like all right,
Yeah,
around there.
that's what he was saying, the 20th March. Yeah.
So if this story wants to succeed, wouldn't you think that maybe John Cena would be here on Monday Night Raw or the first week of SmackDown, whatever, to start prolonging stories? But if he's going to be a part timer that is set to retire supposedly, and then he makes this this huge heel turn at the end of his career, at that point, that's way too late. I think I don't know. It's not like WWE was dying. Did they really need John Cena to be a heel? No. WWE is the number one global wrestling promotion, the number one global brand in the history of the world. So they could have just lived on without the fact that Cena, hey, he didn't have to turn heel with that fact, but they did. So I'm just asking, I truly believe, at least in my opinion, going back to the initial question, it just won't truly work. Again, I said I'm 50-50, but I'm kind of leaning towards the idea that it probably won't work because it's very, very complicated. There's so many different layers to it. And again, the number one reason in my end is because it's just too late in his career. That's what I truly think. Now, if this was the John Cena from a decade ago, from 2010, when he joined Nexus and turned heel then, or whatever, or maybe a few years after, I could see that. Hey, he's not too late in his career. He's still in his prime. That would have been better. That would have been a great decision at that point in time. But now, when he's so far late in his career, does it work? And I just lean towards the idea that it doesn't. Will it get eyes? Will it get a lot of people paying attention? Sure. But how long is that going to last?
And that's the question. They are definitely getting views. Elimination Chamber has gotten more views than any other Elimination Chamber PLEs. And it's it was incredible. Triple H was cooking up Elimination Chamber PLE the best way he could, and he delivered. John Cena, right, could um he could have extended his contract, and if he did extend his contract, it would make sense for him to um be a heel and see how many more years he can go. But yeah, to go to back to your point, with this heel turn and being on this retirement tour, he got limited. There's limited days that he has in this time period this year. So I don't know how that works, like you said.
Right. Yeah, I'll tell you this much. I don't know how this is going to work either. I'm pretty sure they're probably working on. I mean, there's always going to be a plan, right? They always have a plan at the end of the day, but sometimes some plans really don't turn out to be the best, and it really does damage a lot more than it does, help. But I will say this much. I mean, I truly think, in my opinion, like I said, John Cena's legacy was and is already established enough. John Cena cemented himself as a hero for this generation. Again, a heel turn wouldn't erase all that within the snap of a finger. I mean, again, his legacy has already been established as the guy that he was the poster boy. He was the guy that everyone looked up to. John Cena in the WWE was the guy that everyone would respect because he defined ethics and integrity and so forth. However, I still believe John Cena being a heel, it might turn back to, or at least it might backfire because think about it this way. I saw a lot of, and I mean a lot of criticism from a lot of the wrestling fans of Cody Rhodes. A lot of people believe that Cody Rhodes should have never won at WrestleMania. A lot of people thought that Cody Rhodes should have never been the face of the company, and a lot of people thought Roman Reigns should have won. But
I
think
agree.
about this for a moment. If people here don't like Cody Rhodes and John Cena turned heel on Cody Rhodes, don't you think that perhaps maybe John Cena is going to be cheered?
Oh, John
And
Cena's going to
therefore
be
that
cheered
defeats the
for.
purpose.
Well, he's going to be cheered because he turned a heel. I mean, you're not supposed to cheer for a heel superstar, but I mean, because people wanted this for so long, and because it was the most insane heel turn that nobody predicted. Well, I kind of did when I saw Cena winning, and I put two and two together. But yeah, you gotta think like people is gonna cheer Cody, people gonna cheer Cena, people gonna boo Cody, people gonna boo Cena out of WrestleMania. Um, it can go either way. I like the fact that he turned heel, right? I loved it. I love it. I just want to
And
see more
yeah,
of him.
that's one thing I would love to. Right. I mean, I would love to see more of John Cena as well, but they also turn him a heel when he's a part timer, which is not truly going to work out. I understand he went back to filming something, I don't know, some sort of film that he's already making right now, so he's already back to doing that. So
Yeah, he's in
I
Africa
feel
right
as
now.
if I feel as if this was the best idea, but at the wrong time. Because this idea, like I said a decade ago, would have actually been very, very interesting. And then after that, John Cena could have taken years to once again rebuild his reputation, and then boom, he's back to being a lovable babyface. But like I said, John Cena's a heel now. He's going to ruin his credibility. And then how long does he have enough? Does he have enough time to be here over the next couple of years to wrestle? Because John Cena said it many many times. He said that he does not want to wrestle, for quite some time, or at least he doesn't want to wrestle after a certain period of time because he knows that his body's going to give out. So what I'm trying to say is that how long does Cena have to try to restore his credibility? Because I just don't think he has enough time to do that, which goes back to what I was saying. I don't believe a heel turn at this stage would have been the correct choice, but I still think that WWE has they have a plan every single time. Let's be honest. They have a plan every single
Yeah.
time and they probably will think of something, I'm sure. But I'm just saying at this juncture, at this time, at this moment, I truly believe that it was the wrong choice. I also truly believe, in my opinion, that it's going to get a lot of people watching, including me. You know, I'm definitely going to be checking into this story, kind of seeing what's going on. Unfortunately, I've been working on the days that they give SmackDown and Raw, unfortunately. So I haven't been watching the product. And unfortunately, whenever I get home, I don't really follow what's going on. But
Well,
this whole John Cena story, well, that's a different story now. I gotta check what's going on here. So trust me, it will get a lot of eyes. Don't get me wrong.
yeah, it's gonna get a lot of eyes. But remember, like we both been saying, like SmackDown Raw has been getting less and less views, and like a lot of people has not been watching the product. The ratings have been going down, especially for SmackDown, because with the whole Riot Six stuff, they're not doing nothing right now. I mean, they're about to, but um, stuff have been like the ratings have been going down really, really bad for SmackDown and Raw. So you have trip when you have The Rock that's coming back larger, a big star like The Rock coming back, he brings out Cena, he brings out Cody Rhodes, and yeah, I think that's gonna bring a lot of people eyes, like you said, to the product, and whatever The Rock, Cody, and Cena has plans for this chapter in the story. We are in for a ride. I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean we're close to WrestleMania. It's kind of interesting how we're less than a month away from WrestleMania though. I think under the Vince McMahon era, I'm pretty sure he would have started probably the story since January, and then he would have had months to build this thing up to really lead to WrestleMania. So that's one thing that I'm critical of Triple H. I feel as if maybe Triple H should have taken the last few months to build something up. He should have done this at the Royal Rumble. I'm pretty sure John Cena had a great chance to turn heel right then and there at the Royal Rumble, but we know for a fact that didn't happen. So
So I
I
did
just
hear
think that Triple H needs to speed it up. But yeah, go ahead.
I did hear a story about Bad Blood. Now this was building ever since Bad Blood. I've been hearing rumors that The Rock and Cena and Cody Rhodes had this um tight. Like they did not say anything. They did not leak anything out. And Triple H was in on it too. So they've been building this ever since Bad Blood, and I think Bad Blood was like what last year.
No,
Um,
but think about it though. Building as in TV scripts and segments. Yeah, they probably
yeah,
were building it behind the scenes and nobody saw it, but I'm talking about being able to be shown on TV that will entice everyone to be excited for WrestleMania because I'm not going to lie to you. Am I excited for WrestleMania? No, because what stories are there at this time as opposed to the whole John Cena turning heel? I can't think of any other story. Sure, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, but Owens apparently defeated Sami Zayn in that one-on-one match.
You got
So I don't know. Listen,
Orton and KO. We got Orton and KO. Come on now.
yeah, but I mean, is that a match that I'm excited for? Probably not. I'm not gonna, it's
You're
cool to
not
see
excited
Orton.
to see an insane unhinged Orton taking out KO?
Yeah, but is that a blockbuster match that makes me go, whoa? That's what I've been waiting for. I mean, look at WrestleMania 28. Look at the blockbuster matches Vince McMahon had. He had Undertaker and Triple H, Shawn Michaels special guest referee, Hell in a Cell. That was a story that was created in January, by the way. That started in January.
Yeah.
Really was building on through the years too. Let's not forget about that. But in terms of that story alone, it was started to build in January of 2012. John Cena versus The Rock that year was built all right. A year prior, other
Yeah.
matches on the card, for instance, I thought CM Punk and Chris Jericho
That was
had
a
a
good one.
very good storyline. So I'm thinking Vince McMahon knew how to really make these stories good. Seriously. And I would get excited and it would feel like WrestleMania season, even back in January, even before the Royal Rumble. I remember, okay, here it comes. This is it. I know a couple of months away from WrestleMania. It starts now. This is cool. This is Triple H, on the other hand, doesn't really do it like that. He's kind of just taking it step by step. Now it's WrestleMania up next month. So, okay, now it's time to start doing the stories for WrestleMania. But 4 weeks is not enough. That's just not enough. It isn't. And I think that Triple H should have done better than
I
how he's
think
doing now, in my
I,
opinion.
I think he did miss drop the ball. I mean, because on that part, because we are now doing storylines with Jay Cargo and stuff, and I get why he did not do that in February, being that it's Black History Month. So I thank Triple H for not doing that. Um, but with the whole match card that is going to be the whole storylines that is going to be going forward. I mean, we are in March, so anything. So he has like what 4 weeks, 5 weeks to start creating this building the product, building the stories. Um, Eventually with John Cena and Cody Rhodes, he has to build the stories with them, and I think it's gonna work. I think he's gonna do magic. I think he's gonna do great things with John Cena and Cody Rhodes. I mean, The Rock knows his stuff. Triple H knows his stuff. Nick Khan knows his stuff. I think we are going to get a great match out of those two with Jay Cargill, um, Naomi, and Bianca Belair. Well, no, Bianca Belair is going for the championship. But I think that it's going to be probably a fatal four-way for the championship. Who knows what's going to happen? Um, but I do know that WrestleMania is going to be stacked on night one and night two. I know WrestleMania is going to be in good hands.
Yeah, it might. Well, I mean, it's probably going to be in good hands when it comes to the match cards and all that stuff. But will it be in good hands when it comes to stories? I'm pretty sure maybe one or two, maybe three matches are going to have great stories, and then the rest are kind of just flatlined. I mean, that
Yeah,
could perhaps be the case. But going back to John Cena though, turning heel. At
yeah,
the end of the day, he's a heel. What
yeah,
happened has happened. You can't go back in the past. He's now a heel. So where is this going to go? I mean, how are people going to perceive him now? I mean, obviously the WWE is scripted, right? So no one should
yeah.
truly think John Cena is a very evil man. Come on.
Oh,
If you
people is
think
gonna,
that, then come on. Yeah.
people is gonna
I,
think that. People is gonna say, "Oh, John Cena is this big bad guy," just like people say, "Oh, The Rock is this bad guy. He treats Cody bad. Oh, he calls us Cody crybabies."
right.
No, no. The Rock is not a bad person. Cody Rhodes is not a bad person. John Cena is not a bad person. They just play characters like you see on every movie, every TV shows. They just play characters into WWE. Now, some stuff is real, like the injuries that they suffer are real, but the promos that they are saying are not real. they do not actually hate. Now, some people do actually hate each other. I'm not going to say that they don't, but majority of the people that we watch on TV on WWE, majority of them uh don't hate each other. And if they do, they just, keep it professional and just work with each other. I mean,
Right.
that's what happened when Hulk Hogan was in WWE, right? He was, and there people know he was racist, and you know, they they was working with him professionally.
And I mean, that's a good point, right? Professionalism, that's going to be the thing that everyone really needs to withstand when it comes to, not withstand, excuse me, but rather exemplify when it comes to the company. So, I mean, they're living a dream job. They're living a job in which this is a brand that is conglomerate, is the WWE. So clearly, they're not going to waste time being immature kids, so to speak, and becoming, people who are going to start drama and legitimate in real life. So, yes, going back, WWE is scripted, obviously. People unfortunately don't see it that way, but nevertheless, and I'll say this much though. John Cena, at the end of the day, clearly is not a bad guy. But in terms of story and in terms of heel and in terms of the character, exactly where is this going to go? Because again, the legacy of John Cena
17,
was already cemented.
17, 17.
Well, and you're
Yes,
referring to the number 17, the amount of championship wins that John Cena's going to have,
yes,
surpassing Ric Flair.
yes. Number 17. Yes, that number
But I
17
would
is
see
the
that more
magic
so
number.
of a yeah, but I would see that more so of a babyface mood, or rather move. I mean, not a lot of people really respect Ric Flair after what has been leaked about the guy, his racial comments behind the scenes and all that stuff. I don't know. I feel as if John Cena would gain a lot of respect for being the guy, and I hope John Cena does top Ric Flair's championship record, in my opinion. I think John Cena has earned it, and even Ric Flair himself said it in a number of different interviews in the past. He wants John Cena to top it, so I'm pretty sure that probably is going to take the place, or at least take place this coming April. But again, it just doesn't seem right for him to be a heel doing this. And a little part of me, just a little part of me believes that I don't know. A little part of me believes that this story might just not end well
So
because
let me ask you
he's a
this.
heel and I don't know. It's a whole business. But yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask you this. You think John Cena was robbed at the Royal Rumble, or do you think Jay Uso, yeet, uh, deserved to win?
Um, I mean, I would have loved to see John Cena win, in my opinion. Honestly,
Right. So I think the John Cena was robbed at the Royal Rumble. Don't get me wrong. I love Jay Uso. You know, that's my oos. No, yeet. But John Cena was robbed at the Royal
oh
Rumble,
goodness.
and so and so there's a reason why he inserted himself into that elimination chamber. See, see what I'm going with, and see
Yeah, I mean,
that's a heel move
right.
to
And
put
that's the
yourself.
story and all that. Right, and that's the story and all that
That's the
stuff.
story.
When
Yeah.
it comes to story, when it comes to all that stuff, you can look at it that way. John Cena was screwed, so he turns a heel. But in terms of outside story now, in terms of legitimacy, in terms of a business decision, was it smart for them to turn heel? For them to turn John Cena heel? Like I said, I'm leaning towards the idea no, just because of everything that he represented and everything that he's built for the past 15 years, really. But it doesn't really matter because either way, WWE is going to just get their fans anyway, right? They
Oh
can
yeah.
do whatever they want. Heck, they at one point put Hornswoggle as a champion. Did they lose any viewers over that? Or, well, they lost a lot of viewers through the years, sure. But in terms of, in terms of the audience, they still fill out arenas. They still have merchandise and all that stuff through the years. So they're not going to lose popularity over this. In fact, they're going to gain a lot more. I'm just saying we're looking at it in terms of a short term story. Does it look good now? Yes. But in long term, does it look good at the end? I don't see it looking that good because how are they going to then put John Cena back to a face when I don't know. It's just whatever. I mean, you know what? I guess we'll just end it there. We're going to find out what's going to be happening soon. I can't wait though. John Cena officially heel. WrestleMania next month. We're going to see Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. He might actually top Ric Flair's championship record.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I think he is. I mean, this is this is so confusing. Like everybody that Cena say, but yeah, I'm seeing Cena being 17-time world champion, beating Ric Flair.
Or could you imagine if there was an ultimate ruse at the end of the day that John Cena and Cody Rhodes actually planned all this out? I
You
mean,
know
that's one way
what?
for John Cena to turn back.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that, and like, what if that happened at WrestleMania? But that won't make sense because yeah, that won't make sense because John Cena is going for the championship, and like, how would I? It's confusing, Adrian. This is all
Yeah,
confusing
there's a
to
lot
me.
of different layers to it. I mean, do I truly believe that it's going to be like that? No, I don't think John
No,
Cena and Rhodes were playing. I don't think that story, but it's something that you never know. I mean, you can never, as they say never, as what they say in the company. So with that being said, just expect anything. Expect the unexpected over the next couple of weeks.
expect the
Thanks everybody for
unexpected.
joining us here. Yeah, thanks for joining us here, everybody, for Eon Network Podcasts. We're going to see you next time for the next podcast episode. I'm Adrian Matt. Go ahead, T. Go ahead and sign us out.
Stay geeked.